Well, hello everybody. I'm doing a video instead of a live, which is kind of fun. It's actually where I can relax and I'm not doing anything crazy. So I'm going to put in my newest ICAD, the one I did last night, and I actually have a process video I'm going to show you coming up here, how I did that. And of course, oh, did you hear that bird outside my window? That's actually this bird speaking to you, saying hello. But anyway, okay, I'm being silly. I painted it last night while I was listening to Johnny's Journey, and you know, they're going on and on and on with this trivia show, and I'm trying to paint and interact with the trivia show. And I'm just playing around, but I had a good time with it. But I just grabbed whatever I had here, and so I did it on a sketch diary, not on watercolor paper, which is really too bad because it doesn't move like watercolor paper. So so that's really too bad. But I decided I'm going to go ahead, leave it as a nice journal card, nice back to it. And so I'm going to take an index card, fold it in half, and I'm just going to glue down the bottom half of it so it can be a flip up as well. So let's start with that. But before I do that, let's put a little color on that. Do I want to put a little watercolor on that, or do I want to put a little bit of luminaire? Let's do a little watercolor, just for fun. Puddle some color. I like to puddle the color a little bit. Just give it a little bit more flavor. When the book is closed, see how it's curling as I'm working? When the book is closed, it will flatten out. And what's going to help it is I'm going to dry it, flattening it out. Brush that off, and I like the wrinkliness. I like how it wrinkles up. And while I'm here, let me let me just well, okay. Lots been going on since 2 seconds ago. I had a phone call and another phone call. And then after I painted this, I decided I didn't like it because I doodled on it and I didn't like how it looked, so I painted the other side. And it was too busy with the doodling. And I wasn't happy with the picture I doodled, so it's going. Oh, no. Okay. Anything can be fixed, right? I did not want to do that. Okay, well, it's going to flip down now, but it's not going to flip down because I'm going to have to... Oh, it might stay. It will stay better, though, if the sides were down. So, okay. So much for that. My goodness. You know what? I got out of the mode with those phone calls. That's all it is. I just got out of the mode. I don't know what that is. Some kind of water. Okay. So, here we are. So maybe I made a cluster. I made a cluster a while ago. Maybe that's what it needs. If I can find the cluster. And my desk is not all that messy. I mean, it's not neat. It's somewhat tidy. There it is. On the floor. Everything on my table always ends up on the floor. I made this cluster the other day. That might maybe just a tad bit of lace behind it, just for general principles. Something like that. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll work with that. I actually like putting lace down with my tacky glue better. I'll get out that tacky glue. This stuff is just my dream stuff, especially the Easy Squeeze one. It sets in this little thing so it sits upright and it's always down at the bottom, always ready to go. This is the back. Some of these pieces I was going to use on the back. Oh, you know what I did? I think I put it on upside down. It looks fine upside down, but that's just not the way I made it. Okay. There. We'll just put a pile of junk there and call it art, okay? Now. What I really need to do is I need to at least pin this one so that it stays down. And maybe put some tape on that to keep that one down. Because you know what happens when you get these really full books? I'll just put that like that. And that should keep that pinned down for the time being. And that'll keep that down. And I'll keep that in there so it doesn't get glued. And there, it's in the June book, but I could still doodle a little bit. Okay, we'll just keep it light. But anyway, this is how I've been putting my all my ICAD cards that I do every day. I've been putting them in this journal, and I still have a whole month to do. In fact, it's only a few days now. Is today the 24th or the 23rd? I've lost my dates. It's just a short time now until July, and I've got to start thinking about making my July book. And I'm just so enjoying my June book. But as this week, as it gets closer and I start making my July book, I'll do a full flip through of my June book. In the meantime, I'm going to first show you the process of painting that, which I don't do birds. I've done very, very few birds, and so it was just kind of an experiment. I was actually just playing and doodling while I was listening, like I said, to a live chat. And so not only is it not even on watercolor paper, it's on plain old sketch paper that just like sucks in the paint, won't hardly move. But let me see if this will hold that down a little more. I have a whole bunch of these. You know where I got these? In the bins, and they came off of hangers. They were apparently attached at one time to hangers where you could clip your clothes on there. They were broken off. So I snatched them up. I've got a handful of them, and I love them for journal. I love to use them. So anyway, I'm gonna show you next. This is the clip, and then I still want to do a little bit more with this page. I love that, and I kind of want to feature it, and I love this. So anyway, I started off here, and I've speeded this up quite a bit. I was just leisurely drawing here, having fun listening. So I am really not an artist. This is just doodling. And so just something to pass the time while I'm doing something else, while I'm listening or whatever. I did start off with a light layer and light layer of paint. Tried to blend it as much as possible as I could on this. Wasn't sure how that was going to look. You can barely see the whites of his eye, but cover it up anyway later. Birds don't have whites of their eyes. Birds have black beady eyes. Didn't hardly put any flowers or anything in this. I had to keep it to a certain size so that it would fit on the ICAD, because I knew I had to do an ICAD before I went to bed. So I just kind of threw this together. Trying to blend a little bit of the colors, trying to dab some other color in. Background is the pits, but it is it just wouldn't it wouldn't flow on the paper, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I felt pretty happy with it. I was enjoying what I did, and I went ahead and used it on an ICAD. So I was good with it. And just a few little details here, and then yeah. I wanted to add more, but I didn't want it to get too doodly. So anyway, this was the finished one, and like I say, it worked out pretty good for the ICAD. I liked having the extra space of white at the corners, and my sentiment. So Yeah, let's go out to the garden. So this is my backyard. This is the beautiful garden center that my son built, and all of the 4 kids went together and bought all the materials for. And he just did a wonderful job. But we had so much trouble. This is 4 weeks into planting. We've got this bed and this tomato. Well, I'm kind of all over here. There's my rogue squash. Somehow it accidentally got into the flower area. This is the only one that has flowers. These are tomato plants, and they haven't grown a bit since I put them in 5 weeks ago. So so I went last night and I bought Miracle Grow, and I put Miracle Grow stuff all around all of the plants, even the ones that are doing somewhat well. I don't think those are doing really well at all, but they're doing somewhat well. At least there's some color there, but they're not spreading. They're not growing. Those are the snapdragons, and this is a daisy, and it's just opening up. It's got 5 nice buds on it, and it is opening up. And a little pincushion plant in purple there, which I really like. And of course, petunias, you can't hardly ever go wrong with petunias, and I did love the pink and white. I moved the pinks out from under the rogue squash plant. I'm not sure how that squash plant got up there. I think I set them all up there when we finished filling that, and then one got left, not planted. Anyway, so this is how it's looking, and I'll check back with you in a couple weeks. Oh, I bought that in Haiti. Isn't that neat? I had nowhere to put it, and I said, let's put it out in the garden. Here's my blue bottle tree, and my cat, my purple cat, and my Amish buggy wheel. And I love that little corner. And then I brought this from Florida, and this. Just planted those. We'll see how those do. And then, of course, my poor little rose bush that got eaten down to the nubs by a rabbit or something. And it's coming back, so I don't know if it'll survive or not. So anyway, that's it. And that's my garden for now.